whole experience, through staying curious, through all of the years that you've put into your craft, what were some of the larger challenges for you? Do you feel like this was a smooth sailing where you're like, cool, now I'm here and it's great? Or do you feel like there have been major stumbling blocks or things that got in the way?
Never easy, right? I mean, I would say the most difficult part of getting to where I'm at currently, I guess it was and still is, like we said before we started recording, dealing with imposter syndrome, right? I mean, it's like that with many other creatives, not just creatives, but everybody, right? Everybody deals with that. I alluded to it before, but figuring out what my personal art style is, fighting against the grain creatively in a corporate world, and constantly thinking if people would just enjoy the art that I'm putting out in the world. But going back to it, it definitely hasn't been a smooth road to get where I'm at today. But hey, that's okay, right? Because everybody struggles along the way in their own personal journey, and that allows us to learn and grow. So one of the hardest things that come with being a small business owner, for example, my day job, yes, I'm a creative director that focuses on brand, but outside of that, I moonlight as a pop culture creator that creates mini print stickers, etc. In that realm, like one of the hardest things is just the unpredictable nature of it. So you just never know what's going to be a hit or a failure. So for example, I know this is a Designer Con podcast. So there was a print that I did 2 years ago that was making its debut at DesignerCon. And when I posted what it was going to be online, it did really well with like online engagement, right? And interest. And I've never seen any engagement that high ever, even up until now. And I was like, yes, I'm so pumped for it to be released, right? And then when I finally released that at the show, it didn't do well at all. And I'm like, whoa. And the opposite is also true, right? There have been many instances where I didn't receive any engagement online or interest, and then it ended up being a hit at a show. So with the road to going where I'm at, both as a small business owner, as a creative director, there are bumps along the way. People are not going to react the way you may want them to react, right? On top of that, it could just be incredibly deflating. But I just keep going and creating work that I truly enjoy producing versus creating work that I think other people will like. Unless you're working for a client, you need to do that, of course. It takes me back to this quote, illustrator Will Terry. He said that failure is part of the creative process, and it's absolutely true. This is something I tell my team at work, young designers or people going into college, wherever. We need to keep failing and struggling along the way in order for us to pivot and find new ways to achieve our goals. One thing I always say is that mistakes are proof that you're trying. If you don't make mistakes, we're not trying. And if we're not trying, then we're just allowing our thoughts, ideas, and dreams pass us by. And I think that's an incredibly sad thing.
Thank you for joining Rick and myself on another episode of Origins, A Creative Journey, a Designer Con production. Please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, download and listen to us every place you get your favorite podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Origins, A Creative Journey, all one word. Drop us an email for thoughts, ideas, or maybe somebody you'd like us to interview at dconpodcast@gmail.com. And make sure you join us in Las Vegas for DesignerCon, North America's premier annual design convention. All the information can be found, including tickets, at designercon.com. Till then, enjoy your own creative journey.